Imagine being born into a world where time feels solid, space feels fixed, and reality seems obvious, and then discovering that none of it is true. Albert Einstein did not ask, "What will happen tomorrow?" He asked something far more dangerous. What must be true for tomorrow to exist at all? While humanity rushed forward, Einstein stepped outside the river of time and watched it flow from there. The future became visible, not as events, but as inevitable consequences. This is not a story about predictions. This is a story about seeing the shape of what must come next. Part time as a map, not a river. Most people think of time like a river. Past behind us, a future ahead. Present rushing past. Einstein shattered this metaphor. He showed that time behaves more like a landscape. All moments exist simultaneously. Your birth, your death, this very breath, not sequential, coexistent. This idea quietly implied something terrifying and beautiful. The future is already written, but not predetermined. How can both be true? Because paths exist, but choices decide which path is experienced. Einstein understood. Free will is local. Determinism is global. From this came a chilling realization about humanity's future. Civilizations don't suddenly collapse. They drift into futures they refuse to examine. Part 2. Acceleration and the Trap of Speed. Einstein studied acceleration deeply. Not speed, but change in speed. Acceleration bends space. Acceleration bends time, and acceleration, unchecked, destroys systems. Einstein knew the future would accelerate faster than human psychology could handle. He predicted communication would outpace comprehension. Information would outgrow wisdom. Movement would replace meaning. He once warned that technology would give us greater than means without meaning. Look around. We move faster, but arrive nowhere. Einstein foresaw a future addicted to speed and starved of understanding. Part 3. The Atomic Warning. Einstein's name is forever linked to E equals mc. But what haunted him was not the equation. It was what humanity would do with it. He realized something chilling. The universe allows immense power, with very few moral restrictions. Nature does not care whether wisdom keeps pace. Einstein predicted a future where one invention could end civilizations. Fear would govern decision-making. Security would replace trust. He understood. Technology amplifies intention. If intention is unconscious, destruction scales effortlessly. Part 3. The Atomic Warning. Einstein's name is forever linked to E equals mc. But what haunted him was not the equation. It was what humanity would do with it. He realized something chilling. The universe allows immense power, with very few moral restrictions. Nature does not care whether wisdom keeps pace. Einstein predicted a future where one invention could end civilizations. Fear would govern decision-making. Security would replace trust. He understood. Technology amplifies intention. If intention is unconscious, destruction scales effortlessly. Part 4. The Future of War and Peace. Einstein believed war was not inevitable, but he knew thinking patterns were. He saw nationalism as a temporary emotional shortcut, useful in crises, disastrous long-term. The future, he believed, would demand global ethics, shared survival logic, a new definition of enemy. Otherwise, war would evolve. Less visible, more psychological, more automated. Sound familiar? Einstein saw future wars not fought with soldiers, but with systems. Part V. Education and the Death of Curiosity. Einstein believed the greatest future tragedy would not be climate collapse or nuclear war. It would be the extinction of wonder. He predicted schools would optimize productivity, standardize minds, punish divergence, and yet the future would belong to those who think sideways, ask uncomfortable questions, refuse intellectual obedience. He believed curiosity was not childish, it was evolutionary. Part 6. Machines AI, and the observer. Einstein never saw modern AI, but he understood the principle behind it. Machines can calculate, they can optimize, they can predict, but they cannot care. Einstein feared a future where humans outsource thinking, trust outputs over intuition, confuse pattern recognition with understanding. He believed consciousness was not accidental. The observer mattered. The future, he believed, would eventually rediscover this truth. After trying to ignore it. Part 7. The Future of Consciousness. Einstein suspected reality was incomplete, that physics without consciousness was a half-finished story. He believed science would return to questions once labeled philosophical. What is awareness? Why does observation change outcomes? Is reality participatory? The future, he believed, would not become more mechanical. It would become more subtle. Final part. The warning beneath everything. Einstein's deepest insight was simple. Human problems cannot be solved with the same thinking that created them. The future does not punish ignorance. It amplifies it. And perhaps the most haunting thing Einstein ever understood was this. The universe is not hostile. It is not friendly. It is indifferent. Meaning is our responsibility.